15. All right, so let's start with the resistance pattern. This is about insecurity, restlessness, and latching on to others' ideas. So the key here is about going on an adventure and finding the feeling of divinity, because with the 15 in the resistance pattern, a person typically has a very tough time feeling divinity, feeling the higher power, whatever way you might describe that, feeling that higher power. So the genius talent is here to go on an adventure and finding that feeling of divinity in many ways. And the really fun thing is that it's within and without. It's in the grand experiences as well as the quote-unquote mundane experiences. So let's talk about that a little further. So feeling the higher power, feeling the divinity, ways that, well-known ways of that is perhaps through meditation or an intense experience. Yet divinity can also come in different ways. It can be in the most smallest things of tying your shoes in the morning, or looking out at a sunset, or even drinking your morning drink. The 15 in the genius talent becomes a master of feeling divinity in all these different ways. And really, it becomes an adventure of experiencing the divine in all these different ways, shapes, and forms in life. And this builds a confidence and a connection that in the resistance pattern isn't there. In the resistance pattern, there's this insecurity because this lack of feeling is not there. So that's why it's like unconsciously in the resistance pattern trying to search for that feeling, but it's doing it in the wrong way. It's latching onto the excitement of others' ideas when it's really not your path. And it's this feeling of always got to move, this restlessness without slowing down and feeling what is right for you. And most often with this theme, it's about feeling divinity in your stomach. You can feel it. So the key here is to slow down, and notice the feelings that you have within with different things. And will allow you to feel the insecurity within, which is driving to explore all these different options in the outer world. So as you focus on building your confidence, your self-worth, then it becomes easier and easier to feel the feeling of divinity, and that will guide you. And that will guide you on a wonderful adventure of learning new things, experiencing different things. This is the energy of like the hummingbird. So it's moving around, boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth. It's experiencing all these different things. And in the resistance pattern, it's doing that in a very insecure, restless way, and it's not getting the right things. But in the genius talent, when you connect to that feeling of divinity within and without, then it's like this hummingbird that's moving back and forth, and it's getting the nectar from all these different flowers, and it's getting exactly what it needs from all these different flowers, and that combines all your different skills, a very broad level of skills, experiences, and wisdom that combines together, especially at a very fast pace. So it's a very adventurous thing in the genius talent. So with this, it's connecting to the feeling in your body. It's connecting into the core confidence and worth, and then it's following the flow of the feeling of divinity. And that leads you in faster ways to accomplish the things that you want, rather than the resistance pattern, which is really leading you away from your life's greatest work. It's just driving you back and forth, almost just going in circles, just like this. And there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of activity, but there's not a lot of progress upon the path of your life's greatest work. And in the genius talent, there's still activity and adventure, yet it's collecting all these different experiences and all these different wonderful knowledge that's aligned with your life's greatest work. And so it really ends up becoming a shortcut for it, as opposed to the resistance pattern, which is going around and around circles and not making much progress on the life of your your life's greatest work. So with this one, to close out for today, is to follow your curiosities and follow the feeling. Notice the feeling. Again, I keep using that because it's all about the feeling. And take a look at your stomach. Do you have an upset stomach about that path, or do you feel light and expansive about that? And to really pay attention to your self-esteem. How can you build that for yourself? Because as you build that, then it'll make it easier and easier to trust and follow that flow and that feeling of divinity.